What's going on, guys? Twig and Timber Outdoors, and today we're going to cover the best basic way to read a trout stream. When we're looking at fishing small creeks or even large rivers, one of the best places we can find trout that are very consistent are along cut banks. What trout usually seek out is cover from predators, and 90% of the time a cut bank, if the water's fast enough, will cut underneath the side of the bank and provide both vegetation, debris, as well as actual physical bank surface that will protect them from predators above. I like to throw flies along the bank in the current, keeping my rod tip as high as possible in order to allow a better drift and keep my dry flies or nymphs in the strike zone for longer. Another great place to find trout in a small stream or large, especially in a large river system, when we find wood, wood is good. Wood provides protection, it provides a break in current, and it provides just basically the perfect habitat in many systems where the water is very quick. There are small trout living in this small stream here underneath and around this log before and after. Many people overlook before the log, but before the log jams, before the rocks, those places are where the water starts to break and it's also where the food collects on many occasions. Because of that, the trout like to live in front, behind, and slightly to the side of rocks and wood. And finally, when we're talking about trout, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about pools. Pools hold bigger trout. However, don't neglect the tails of pools, the heads of pools, obviously the deep section. When we're looking at pools, we want to find the foam line, because foam is home. Foam is where the food source is. So, when we're in a pool, we find the foam, we fish the head, where all the foam comes into the pool, we fish the tail, where it all comes and funnels into one spot. Trout love those areas. The easiest way to read a trout stream, I actually took from well-known author and fly angler Tom Rosenbauer. He refers to foam is home, rocks rock, and wood is good. When we find foam lines along the river in deep pools or what have you, that's where generally the food is. So if you don't know where you're going when you're prospecting for trout, find foam. Rocks slow current, they provide cover, they do a number of different things for trout. Find rocks, big boulders, anything that breaks up the current. You might find trout in front of, behind, or to the sides of that rock. And lastly, wood is good. Wood logs that jut out break current. They also provide an escape route for certain sized trout, as well as an ambush point for large trout. So whenever you find jutting logs or logs that break current, wood structures, just like when you're looking for bass or for other fish, wood you'll find a lot of trout as well. Of course, when you're talking about cut banks, you're talking about different geological structures. There are many different additional things you can do to find trout. However, I wanted to break down a very simple way that beginning anglers can go out and find trout on their own without requiring a guide. I still suggest for your first few outings, you go with someone who knows what they're doing. They're able to teach you more so than doing research, as well as, maybe techniques on how to cast to that certain location in a proper way. Alright guys, hopefully that was informative. Like the video if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and until next time guys, catch you guys on the flip side, and tight lines.